Hey guys, this is Jimmy from xbosoft.com. If you're thinking about outsourcing your QA, this right here is the best guide before you do so. You might need to outsource your QA if your software must be reliable, stable, and allow you to provide excellent end users experience. But you're experiencing challenges with your new product platforms, and you're trying to figure out what you're missing and could improve from a software quality perspective. And so you're looking for an outsider view on your QA process that can assess what you're currently doing and give you some guidance. If that sounds like you, then this guide is definitely what you need. What we're going to cover are things you need to think about before you go and outsource your QA, the key criteria of the perfect QA partner, the advantages for your business of an outsourced QA versus the weaknesses of doing QA internally. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and stay until the end, because as usual we've got an amazing gift for you. And don't forget to subscribe, like and share. There are a few things you need to think about before you outsource your QA. First of all, you should think from a long-term perspective, and that implies finding a partner with which you can associate yourself over a long period of time, and therefore having a QA partner that acts as an extension of your business. And that's very important if you want to maintain a high quality level for your software over time. And that's one of the key mistakes that we see many companies doing. They try to find short-term solution for long-term problem. Don't fall into that trap. The second thing you need to think about before you go and find a QA partner is what is their billing process. You want to avoid at all costs any company that wants to bill you by the hours, because at the end of the day you're going to find yourself paying a lot of money and not being able to associate the cost versus the service rendered. Instead, you want to find a partner that does everything to get the job done and bill you accordingly and honestly. And the third thing you need to think about before you go and search for a QA partner is ask yourself this question: are they willing to go the extra mile for my software and business? A great QA and software testing partner does everything it takes to get the job done. That means they should be interested in your objectives and goals and do everything it takes for you to meet these objectives and goals. They should also be able to challenge you on your existing tools that you're using and provide you guidance on best tools available that you might not be aware of. Lastly, they must be willing to do more than you expect. For example, know your software better than you. And that's how you get reviews such as this one from Blackline. The second thing you need to think about is what are the key criteria of a great QA and software testing partner. In the link in the description below, we already tackled this problem and we provide a cheat sheet you can take with you. But let's go over these criteria quickly. The first one, the QA software testing company must display leadership, meaning they must be a driver in terms of QA and software testing. They must understand the newest technologies, the newest tools, and the best methodologies. The second criteria of this QA partner is longevity. How long have they been in business for? You want a company that has been there and done that, and who can provide recommendations from customers they service. And the third criteria is industry's expertise. How many industries have they played in or have they serviced? That's important for your business because it means you're going to have a company that is highly creative in finding solutions to your problems, because they have met these kind of challenges elsewhere with different industries, different regulatory pressure, different business sizes, etc. The fourth criteria, they must have a great business model. And by that, it goes back to the point we mentioned before between billing you by the hours or having a partnership mindset. You want to select the supplier that has a partnership mindset. The fifth criteria, there must be a listener of your told problems, but also the untold ones, meaning they can figure out the kind of challenges you're facing based on what you're telling them, but also things that you might not be telling them, but they can perceive. The sixth criteria is they must be able to help you understand that quality is really more important for your software than cost. You might initially think, I want some short-term solution for my problem, but your software and the quality of your software is kind of a long-term problem for you. So you want long-term solution to long-term problems. And finally, they must display honesty and integrity. Honesty in how they approach their own mistakes, but also in how they present facts for you, how they handle your data, for example. So again, you can find this great post about the 7 key criteria of a great QA and software testing company in the link in the description below. Now that we talk about what you need to think about before you go and outsource your QA and the key criteria of a great QA and software testing partner, let's talk about the advantages of outsourcing QA. The first advantage is focus. By outsourcing your QA, instead of having your QA led by developers, you are in essence focusing your developers in developing the highest quality level for your software, instead of diverting resources away from that target and putting in place of professional software testers, developers who might not know the best testing tools or the best testing methodologies. And therefore, if you outsource your QA, you are sorting out these issues because you are allowing your developer to focus on your software and the quality of your software, but you also bringing in people who can zoom in on the problems your software might be facing. The second advantage is no surprise. A great QA and software testing company will offer honesty and clarity to your business. They will come with a set process, will come with best methodologies and best tools. And as far as payment goes, they will be very clear and honest on how they build your business. That's why we at XBOsoft have a very clear 4 weeks to 12 weeks trial period with the customer where they can end the contract at any time and give us the time to prove them that we are very, very efficient and very great in terms of QA and software testing. And the reason why we don't really worry so much of having this trial period is because we know we are the best at QA and software testing. And therefore, you should also look for partners who have this kind of confidence. The third advantage of an outsourced QA is expertise. First of all, technical expertise. They will have the best tools, know the best methodologies, be able to assess your existing tools and provide recommendation and guidance on what tools are better and how can you maximize on the tools you are currently using. The other technical aspect of an outsourced QA is the certification they have and they bring in. And you should also be looking for partners who can display different types of certifications as far as QA and software testings are concerned. So some questions you could ask are, do you have professional certifications such as ISTQB, which is for advanced software testing, or even certifications such as Agile Scrum? Also, do they have ISO 27001 for data protection and client confidentiality, which is very important for your business since you are sharing sensitive data with an outside source. The second aspect of expertise is industry expertise. As we mentioned before, ideally you want software testing company that has dealt with many different industries and company sizes, different regulatory pressures, and testing requirements. For example, fully automated versus hybrid automation. And the reason why this is an advantage is because for your own software and the quality of your software, you bring not only technical expertise but creativity. You bring people who have been facing different types of challenges and who are really resourceful in finding the best solutions for these challenges. People who can look at your software and the tools that you're using and instantly know whether you're using the best tools or the best methodology based on what they've faced before. So some questions you could ask to these QA and software testing companies are, how many industries have you serviced? What benefits can we draw from the different industries you serviced? The fourth advantage of an outside QA and software testing company is a fresh view. And your business needs fresh view sometimes because you might be losing focus on what kind of defects or bugs are more important to test than others. And that's when an outside point of view can be very useful in examining your software from an end user point of view. So your outside partner might find things that are not necessarily bugs, but might aggravate the end user experience. Therefore, some good questions you could ask them are, is our QA process optimized? What is your onboarding process with new customers? What other and better way could we use to implement API, for example? Or what should we automate in priority? The fifth advantage is better management of your budget. Because you are hiring a QA partner that has all the tools and all the qualifications, you are better managing your budget, especially if you're a small company that needs a lot of QA skills, such as performance, automation, API testing, requirement story writing. If you cannot hire all this staff, why not use a third party that already has these people and all these tools? And therefore, a QA specialist will save you money and time just by being an expert in their field. The advantage number 6 is providing precious help during your QA peaks. You could have peaks and valleys in your testing needs and require many platform tested that change over time. This is an excellent justification for using an outside party that can handle your peaks, has specialized equipment, and constantly update their device library so you don't have to. And the last advantage is visibility. Many businesses do not know where to start in their QA process. Sometimes they even struggle in how to select a great QA partner. That's why a QA specialist can come in, have a conversation with you, analyze your software, and provide you with a clear roadmap of what are going to be tested and what's the timeline and budget against these tests. And this roadmap will include your goals and priorities, understanding of your software and current situations to accomplish your objectives. Now that we talk about the advantages of outsourcing your QA, let's compare that with the weaknesses of your internal QA. The first problem could be your QA is led by developers, which, as we mentioned, is not the best way to conduct your QA because you're taking focus away from developing your software and you're hiring internally people who are not software testers. The second weakness could be unstable resources, which is something that we've seen with some companies who have a lot of difficulties keeping their testers. And another weakness could be your internal QA team might be only focusing on their industry. And as we mentioned before, it's great when you have an outsourced QA who has experiences in many industries and can find creative ways to sort out your problems. So we hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Hit the notification bell so whenever new contents are coming out, you will be the first one to know. And do not go yet. As promised, this is your bonus time. Hey guys, as promised, this is the bonus for you. You can find the link in the description below. So basically, we made the whole presentation in a seamless way for you, along with a cheat sheet, so that whenever you go out to outsource your QA, you can quickly scroll through what you need to bear in mind, what kind of criteria you need to think of when you're selecting your QA partner, and also internally, if you want to sell the idea internally, so the advantages of having an outsourced QA versus, for example, how things are done internally. So we hope you guys enjoyed the content of this information, and if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to let us know.